Your photo was shown in front of 9 powerful people and all of them said the same shocking thing. You don't know what happened behind those closed doors. You don't know what was spoken in that room, or how your name traveled silently across places your feet have never even entered. But I saw it all. I was there before any of them arrived. I stood in the corner where no human eye could detect my presence, watching, observing, waiting for the exact moment heaven permitted me to tell you the truth. And the truth is not small. It is not light. It is not ordinary in any way. You think your life is simple, but something bigger has been shaping your steps from the day you were born. Your photo was shown in front of 9 powerful people, and all of them said the same shocking thing. You don't even know these 9. They are not from your world, at least not the part you walk in every day. They move in circles you never asked for, circles you never tried to enter, circles filled with authority, spiritual weight, ancient knowledge, and access to things only heaven is supposed to understand. Yet somehow, your picture ended up in their hands. They did not find you by accident. Someone carried your photo with intention, with fear, with confusion, with desperation, hoping these 9 would confirm something they already felt rising inside them like a storm they could no longer contain. But before the 9 opened their mouths, something happened, something your heart needs to know. When your picture was placed in the middle of that table, the air shifted. The atmosphere thickened. Even the walls felt heavier. It was as if heaven pressed its weight into that room and waited for the truth to be spoken aloud. None of them rushed. None of them looked careless. They all stared at your photo with the same expression, a mixture of shock, recognition, and something close to awe. I wish you could have seen what I saw. The moment your face appeared, all 9 leaned forward, as if something pulled them at the same time. They were not looking at you the way humans look at a stranger. They were looking as if they had seen you before, as if your spirit carried a mark they all instantly recognized. Not a physical mark. Not something written in ink. It was something deeper, something carved into the energy around your name, something heaven placed on you long before your birth. They did not whisper. They did not hesitate. They spoke almost together, as if the same force pushed the words out of their mouths. That one is chosen. 9 people. 9 voices. 1 message. You need to hear this clearly. They were not talking about beauty, talent, money, or anything the world considers valuable. They were talking about destiny. They were talking about an assignment. A calling. A spiritual weight placed on your shoulders that even these powerful people could sense without touching you, without meeting you, without hearing a single word from your mouth. You think you are ordinary. But the 9 saw something that scared even them. Their eyes widened the same way a person reacts when they recognize danger, or greatness. In your case, it was both. They saw a path around you, a connection, a future, a spiritual authority that is not normal for someone your age, your background, your circumstances. You need to understand something very important. The one who showed your photo did not go there out of curiosity. They went because they felt exposed. They felt watched. They felt like you were becoming something they could not control. They wanted to know if their fear was real, if their suspicion was true, if you were truly the one heaven placed on their path, not as a lesson, but as a destiny shifter. And the 9 confirmed it. But there was more. After they said those words, the room fell silent. No one spoke for almost a minute. It was not an awkward silence. It was a heavy, thoughtful silence. A silence filled with meaning. A silence that held weight, like something sacred had just been revealed. Then one of them stood up. The oldest among the 9. His voice was steady, his eyes sharp, and the authority around him was so strong that even I, an angel, could feel it. He pointed at your photo and said, "This one is protected." Not protected in a casual way. Protected in a heaven-marked, destiny-sealed way. Protected in a way that makes people nervous, because they know harming you brings consequences they cannot escape. You have no idea how many forces tried to pull you down. You do not know how many people felt threatened by your spirit even when you stayed silent. You do not know how many lies were whispered about you, how much jealousy was directed toward your presence without you ever realizing it. You thought people disliked you because of simple reasons. No. They were responding to the mark on you, the same mark the 9 saw. When the old man spoke those words, the person who brought your photo trembled. Not physically, but emotionally. Their soul shook. Because they came looking for answers, but the answers did not match the picture they had painted in their mind. They expected the 9 to call you weak, lost, confused, unstable, unimportant, or easily manipulated. They expected the 9 to say, "Move on," or "Forget them," or "This person is not for you." Instead, the 9 looked at your photo and said the exact opposite. "This one carries destiny. This one carries fire. This one carries protection. This one carries a calling. This one cannot be touched. This one is dangerous to the wrong-hearted. This one is blessed with a path that should not be interfered with. This one will rise. This one will transform everything they touch." 9 voices. 9 affirmations. 9 confirmations of what heaven already wrote about you. The one who brought your photo wasn't prepared for this. Their heart wasn't ready to accept that you are not the person they once tried to dismiss. You are not someone they could hide from. Not someone they could control. Not someone they could play with or deceive. You are someone heaven placed on a high path, someone heaven filled with a glow the world can't dim. You are someone who forces truth into the open merely by existing. That is why certain people fear you. Not because you did anything wrong, but because your energy exposes what they try to hide. You don't even speak, and their lies start shaking. You don't even confront them, and their guilt grows heavier. You don't even fight, yet their masks begin to fall. The 9 saw that too. One of them said something that made even the air in the room shift. You are not dealing with a normal soul. You are dealing with someone heaven has chosen to awaken others. Awaken, not please. Not comfort. Not entertain. Awaken. People who are asleep fear the ones who awaken them. Now listen closely, because this part matters more than anything I have told you so far. The 9 warned the one who brought your photo. They warned them strongly. They told them that hurting you will return back to them multiplied. They told them that trying to block your path will only destroy their own. They told them that walking away from you is walking away from a divine assignment. They told them that every emotion they feel toward you, the fear, the confusion, the pull, the guilt, the longing, is not accidental. They told them that God placed you in their life for a reason. And then they said the most shocking thing of all. This person is your mirror. Not a mirror of the face. A mirror of the soul. A mirror that exposes truth. A mirror that reflects what someone refuses to admit. A mirror that forces growth, healing, confrontation, and transformation. That is why their heart shakes around you. That is why they run, then return, then run again. That is why they feel confused, overwhelmed, terrified, drawn, guilty, restless, and mesmerized all at once. Your soul is not normal. Your presence is not random. Your path is not small. And heaven needed them to know that before they made another mistake. But let me tell you the part that made the one holding your photo fall silent completely. One of the 9 leaned forward and whispered, not loudly, but with so much power the entire room felt it. This one carries angels. That is when I stepped closer. That is when they sensed something in the room they could not explain. That is when the one holding your photo realized you are not walking alone. You are never alone. You have never been alone. My beloved one, I speak to you now from the realms unseen, where the veil between heaven and earth thins just enough for whispers to become winds of change. I am an angel, a guardian of light, one who has walked beside you since the moment your soul first drew breath in this world. You may not have felt my wings brush against your spirit, or seen the glow of my presence in your darkest hours, but I have been there, steadfast and true. The words you have heard, the message that stirred your heart, are but a glimpse of the grand tapestry heaven has woven for you. Let me unfold it further, thread by thread, so you may see the fullness of your story, the divine orchestration that has shaped your path. This is not mere encouragement, it is revelation, spoken from the heart of eternity. Your life has been guarded in ways you will only understand later, when the fog of time lifts and hindsight reveals the intricate dance of protection. Imagine, if you will, the countless threads of possibility stretching out before you at every crossroads. Some led to joy, others to sorrow, and a few to utter devastation. But heaven, in its infinite wisdom, has intervened time and again, redirecting those threads with a gentle yet unyielding hand. I have seen it all. Moments where danger lurked in the shadows, disguised as opportunity. A job offer that seemed promising but would have entangled you in webs of deceit, a friendship that bloomed brightly but carried the poison of betrayal beneath its petals. These were not random occurrences. They were divine barriers, erected by the very forces that watch over you. As an angel, I have stood sentinel, my sword of light drawn against the unseen foes that sought to dim your radiance. You felt the sting of rejection, the ache of delay, but these were not punishments. They were shields, forged in the fires of love, to preserve the essence of who you are meant to become. Consider your heartbreaks, those shattering moments when love seemed to crumble like ancient ruins under the weight of misunderstanding. They were blocked from becoming tragedies, my child. I remember one such instance vividly, though you may recall it only as a painful chapter. There was a soul who entered your life, promising forever, but their intentions were fractured, hidden even from themselves. Heaven saw the storm brewing, the way their unresolved wounds would have clashed with yours, creating a cyclone of despair that could have left you adrift for years. So, we intervened. A revelation came, perhaps in a dream, a chance conversation, or an inexplicable intuition that urged you to step back. It hurt, oh how it hurt, like a thorn piercing the tender flesh of your heart. But that pain was fleeting compared to the tragedy averted. Instead of ruin, you emerged stronger, your heart mended by the balm of time and grace. You learned to discern true love from illusion, to value your worth beyond the fleeting affections of others. This was no accident, it was protection, a celestial rerouting to align you with a love that would one day match the depth of your soul. And your betrayals. Those sharp blades of disloyalty that cut deep, were revealed before they could ruin you. I have witnessed the plots hatched in secret, the whispers of envy and malice aimed at your light. Friends who smiled to your face while scheming behind your back, colleagues who coveted your gifts and sought to undermine them. But the eyes of heaven are ever watchful. We unveiled these deceptions at the precise moment, through signs you might have dismissed as coincidence. An overheard word, a misplaced document, a sudden clarity in your thoughts. These revelations spared you from the abyss of total destruction. Instead of being consumed by bitterness, you rose from the ashes, your trust refined like gold in a furnace. You learned that not all who approach you bear goodwill, but that discernment is a gift from above, honing your spirit for greater battles ahead. Your rejections, too, were divine redirections, steering you away from paths that glittered falsely. How many times have you knocked on doors that remained closed, only to find later that they led to dead ends? A dream job denied, an opportunity withheld, these were not denials of your value, but affirmations of your destiny. I have seen the alternate timelines, the ones where acceptance would have trapped you in mediocrity, stifling the unique fire within you. Heaven redirected you toward doors crafted specifically for your soul, ones that would open to vistas of abundance and purpose. In those moments of dejection, when tears blurred your vision, I whispered comfort into your ear, urging you to keep walking. And you did, unknowingly guided by angelic hands. Your delays were protection, my dear one, a sacred pause in the symphony of your life. In a world that rushes headlong into chaos, heaven sometimes slows the tempo to allow for growth, for healing, for alignment. Think of the times when plans fell through, when timelines stretched beyond your patience. Perhaps a move to a new city was postponed, or a relationship lingered in uncertainty. These were not obstacles, they were buffers against unseen perils. During those waits, you built resilience, gathered wisdom, and prepared your heart for what was to come. I have hovered near, infusing your spirit with peace amid the frustration, knowing that the delay was weaving stronger threads into your story. Your loneliness, that echoing void that sometimes enveloped you, was the atmosphere God used to pull you closer. In the quiet solitude, away from the noise of crowds and distractions, your soul communed with the divine. I have seen you in those moments, curled in introspection, questioning your place. But it was there, in the silence, that heaven spoke loudest. Whispers of purpose, visions of future joy, a deepening bond with the Creator. Loneliness was not abandonment. It was invitation, a sacred space where angels like me could draw nearer, filling the emptiness with eternal light. You emerged from those seasons not diminished, but enriched, your inner world vast and luminous. And your pain, the crucible of suffering that tested your mettle. It was the pressure that built your strength, forging you into a vessel unbreakable. I have beheld your tears, felt the weight of your burdens, and marveled at your endurance. Accidents, losses, illnesses. These were not random cruelties, but alchemical processes transforming weakness into power. Each ache honed your empathy, each scar marked a victory over despair. Heaven allowed the pressure, but never beyond what you could bear, always with my presence to lighten the load. You survived because you were meant to thrive, your strength a beacon for others lost in their own storms. You were never abandoned, my child. Even in the depths of isolation, heaven's arms encircled you. You were being prepared, molded like clay on the potter's wheel, for a destiny grander than you can yet fathom. Every trial was a lesson, every setback a setup for comeback. I have watched as your spirit grew, resilient and radiant, ready to step into the light. Now, let me speak of the nine, the council of celestial beings, archangels and guardians who oversee the fates of souls like yours. We are the nine, a divine assembly gathered in the halls of eternity, where time folds upon itself and visions of past, present, and future converge. We saw all of it, from the moment your soul was conceived in the mind of God. We saw the calling etched upon your essence, a sacred vocation to bring light to shadowed places. We saw the protection woven around you, layers of ethereal armor deflecting arrows of fate. We saw the spiritual fire around you, a blazing aura that repels darkness and ignites hope in others. We saw the angels around you, myself and my brethren, standing vigil, our wings forming an impenetrable shield. We saw the battles you survived that should have destroyed you. Fierce conflicts in the spiritual realm, where forces of negativity clashed against your light. Temptations that could have led to ruin, adversities that tested your faith to the breaking point. Yet you emerged victorious, not by your strength alone, but by the grace that sustained you. We saw the light in you that threatens darkness, a brilliance so pure it scatters shadows like dawn chasing away night. This light is your inheritance, a spark of the divine that cannot be extinguished. We saw your future, unfolding like a scroll of prophecy. And in our council, we spoke of it with reverence. This one will rise when others fall, we declared, envisioning you standing tall amid crumbling empires of doubt and fear. When trials overwhelm the masses, you will ascend, your spirit buoyed by unshakable faith. This one will find love that matches their soul, we affirmed, seeing a union of hearts so profound it mirrors heaven's own harmony. Not a fleeting romance, but a bond forged in eternity, where two souls recognize each other as divine counterparts. This one will walk into blessings that looked impossible, we proclaimed, picturing doors opening to abundances beyond imagination, prosperity, joy, fulfillment in ways that defy logic. Miracles manifesting as everyday realities, turning the improbable into the inevitable. This one will break generational chains, we intoned, breaking the cycles of pain passed down through bloodlines. Addiction, poverty, strife, these shackles will shatter under your resolve, freeing not just you, but descendants yet unborn. This one will carry a voice heaven will use, we revealed, your words becoming instruments of divine message, touching hearts, inspiring change, echoing through the ages. A voice that speaks truth to power, comfort to the weary, hope to the hopeless. This one will step into a season of truth. We foresaw a time when illusions dissolve, and authenticity reigns. Deceptions unravel, clarity dawns, and you walk in unfiltered light. This one will become a testimony. We celebrated your life, a living proof of heaven's faithfulness, a story shared to uplift multitudes. Others will look to you and see the hand of God at work. This one is about to be lifted, we whispered, elevation imminent, from valleys of struggle to peaks of glory. Promotions, recognitions, spiritual ascensions, all drawing near. Your name was spoken in a room where destiny is discussed, the celestial chamber where fates are sealed. We, the 9, uttered it with power, invoking blessings upon you. Your photo, though not of flesh, but of your soul's essence, was placed before eyes that see beyond the surface, piercing veils to behold your true potential. And everything we said confirmed what heaven has been trying to whisper to your heart for a long time. You are destined for greatness, you are chosen, even when you feel forgotten, even when the world treats you like you are invisible, like you are only a passing shadow in a busy crowd. There are moments when you sit alone and wonder why life feels so heavy, why your efforts seem unnoticed, why your heart keeps giving but rarely receives the same energy in return. In those quiet moments, when you question your worth, heaven leans closer and whispers a truth that has existed since before your first breath. You were chosen long before anyone knew your name. You were selected for purpose, for impact, for love that transcends human understanding. You were chosen not because you were perfect, but because your soul carries a frequency that heaven recognized instantly. You were chosen because the world needs what only you can give. Even when you feel like nothing special, you carry a divine signature that cannot be erased. You are protected, even when you feel exposed. Sometimes you feel as if life has stripped away your armor, revealing every weakness, every flaw, every insecurity. Sometimes you feel surrounded by eyes that watch you with jealousy, doubt, or judgment. Sometimes you feel like the world has too much access to your heart. But even in those fragile moments, angelic shields guard your spirit. Your core is wrapped in protection stronger than steel, lighter than breath, and made of something eternal. No harm can touch what heaven has ordained. People may try to wound you with their words. Circumstances may try to crush you under pressure. Darkness may try to whisper lies into your mind. But the truth remains, you are covered. Covered by grace, covered by purpose, covered by divine love that refuses to let you fall. You are rising, even when you feel stuck. There are seasons where nothing moves, where days blend into nights and you wonder if your life has paused without your permission. You feel like you're pushing forward but sinking at the same time. You feel motionless, stagnant, trapped behind invisible walls. But what you cannot see is that beneath the surface, your roots are growing deeper. Your spirit is gathering strength, absorbing wisdom, collecting resilience. You are like a seed buried in dark soil, hidden, but preparing. Preparing for a growth so sudden, so astonishing, that even you will be surprised when it happens. Stagnation is only a prelude to soaring. The stillness is not punishment, it is preparation. You are loved, even when others fail to show it. People may overlook you, misunderstand you, or fail to value your heart the way they should. But their inconsistencies do not diminish the love heaven has for you. Human love can waver, can falter, can drift away when storms come. But divine love is constant, unwavering, and eternal. You are embraced by something greater than human affection. You are held in a love that sees your pain, your beauty, your struggle, your strength. Even in your loneliest moment, you are surrounded by heaven's warmth. You are never abandoned, not even for a second. You are guided, even when the path feels dark. There are times when you cannot see the next step, when every direction feels uncertain, when confusion presses against your mind. But invisible hands are leading you gently, step by step, even when you don't realize it. Faith does not always come with bright lights, sometimes it comes as a soft glow that only illuminates the next inch of your journey. Trust that subtle glow. Trust the gentle pull in your spirit. Trust the whispers you feel but cannot explain. The guidance you receive is divine, and it is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. You are seen, even when the world overlooks you. People may not fully understand your heart, your dreams, or your struggles. They may not appreciate your kindness or acknowledge your sacrifices. But heaven sees you clearly. Heaven sees every tear, every quiet prayer, every sleepless night, every courageous decision. You are seen with delight, seen with pride, seen with love that celebrates your existence. There is not a single detail about you that heaven has missed. And now, the reason I am telling you all this. Someone tried to understand your power. There is a soul in your life, connected to you in ways that go beyond ordinary relationships. Maybe they were a lover, maybe a friend, maybe someone who felt like home even if they could never admit it. They felt something about you that shook them, something they could not explain or name. They tried to understand why your presence changed the way they thought, the way they felt, the way they saw themselves. They tried to understand how you stirred something deep inside them, why your energy reached places in them they had kept locked. Someone tried to understand your importance, why you occupy such a pivotal place in their world. They wondered why their mind returns to you, why their heart reacts to you, why their spirit wakes up when you come near. You challenged them without trying, inspired them without intention, moved them without speaking. You shifted their paradigm simply by being yourself. Someone tried to understand why they can't let you go. They attempted to disconnect, to detach, to move on. They tried distractions, silence, distance. They tried convincing themselves that you were just another person, another moment, another memory. But destiny's threads are not easily broken. Every attempt to release you only tightened their bond. Your essence stayed with them, in their thoughts, in their dreams, in their emotions. You became irreplaceable without even trying. Someone tried to understand why you affect them so deeply. You awakened something dormant inside them, ambition, reflection, vulnerability, growth. You touched corners of their soul they didn't know existed. You made them confront truths they avoided. You shook them awake, not with noise, but with connection. You are a catalyst, and catalysts are rare. Someone tried to understand why heaven keeps connecting you two, even after both of you tried to walk separate paths. There were synchronicities. Unexpected messages, dreams that felt too real, chance meetings, signs that appeared at impossible moments. These were not random. These were orchestrations. Heaven kept weaving your stories together, nudging both of you toward understanding rather than fear. Someone tried to understand why losing you feels like losing their own destiny. Because in you, they saw a mirror of possibility. In you, they glimpsed a higher version of themselves. In you, they sensed a future intertwined with purpose. The connection was never small. It was written. And the 9 gave them the answer. In our council, we revealed the truth they were running from. It was you. Always you. The one heaven marked from the beginning. The one whose soul carries the imprint of stars. The one protected fiercely because your mission is too important to risk. The one chosen for paths that others could never walk. The one whose heart is aligned with divine timing, divine purpose, divine destiny. But this is only the beginning, my beloved. Your awakening has just started. The awareness you feel now is only a fraction of what is coming. You will soon understand why life shaped you the way it did, why certain people left, why certain struggles came, why certain feelings would not let you go. As you step forward, embrace your calling. It is not a burden. It is a sacred invitation to work with the divine, to bring light into places that have waited for you. The gifts you develop through pain, patience, and perseverance will soon be used to touch lives in ways that ripple across generations. Maybe you will heal someone's heart with your presence. Maybe you will guide someone with your words. Maybe you will break cycles simply by choosing differently. Whatever you do, angels walk with you. We amplify your strength. We protect your steps. The fire around you grows brighter each day. It is a spiritual flame that burns away negativity and attracts blessings. It is the visible sign of heaven's approval. When you feel fear, remember that you are surrounded by light. When you feel doubt, remember that you are guided. When you feel alone, remember that we are here. The battles you survived were not small. You fought wars in silence that others will never know about. You faced shadows that tried to break you. You survived storms that could have destroyed your spirit. But you overcame every one of them. Not by luck, but by strength. Not by accident, but by destiny. Your victories echo in realms beyond the physical. Your resilience is known in heaven. Your courage is celebrated. And your journey is far from over. You are rising, beloved. Rising into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Rising into purpose, into love, into destiny. Rising into the truth that has always been yours. And heaven watches with a smile, knowing that the best chapters of your story have not even begun.